Go back to that Beirut explosion. Do you remember that? And the warehouse had created a bomb without knowing it. They had a bunch of fertilizer, a bunch of tires, and then a bunch of fireworks. It was a perfect bomb. You created a bomb that collapsed the world. And the weird thing about the internet is that everybody picks it apart and then everybody theorizes about all these different things.
I did know in the back of my mind, it was always kind of lingering. Like, okay, there's a bomb here, perhaps. And it happened.
I'm not going to talk about
Again?
this.
Okay.
And basically, you know what? You for bringing this up right here and right now. Why are you doing this to me?
I didn't know that. I didn't know what it was.
Well, just use a little bit of common sense.
Off
Sorry,
December
apologies.
29th
Yeah.
and didn't turn.
You.
Elizabeth.
Heartfelt.
And it happened. I turned the internet off December 29th and didn't turn it back on again, basically, until February. And people tell me I was like top 10 trending Twitter in the United States, maybe even worldwide. It went so big and so bad that every single family member got doxxed. All my kids got doxxed. We've got death threats. And the question that I ask myself is why? Like, why did people care?
Because you're an idiot, that's why.
I guess it's fitting, being Good Friday, to see the return, the arising of international alpha giga chad Jack Murphy, as he has made his triumphant return to the internet after begging what was left of his email list for members to join, hilariously pretending as if spots were limited and you have to get into the liminal order now, otherwise you'll never get in before, after hilariously losing more than 400 members, maybe closer to 500 now. I haven't spoke to any of my sources in a while because the story was kind of dead. But in the spirit of Good Friday and Easter, we have a resurrection story. And it's absolutely amazing in every conceivable way. It's Jack Murphy being peak Jack Murphy. And we've just got to take a look at it after a quick word from this video sponsor, Meta PCs. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Meta PCs. Look, you've been around, you know that I've been talking about Meta PCs for a very long time. In fact, it's the primary computer I use. But it's not just because they're a sponsor. It's for so many more reasons. They have fully customizable, configurable PCs and all the hardest to find parts in stock and ready to go. They also have ready to ship PCs ready for you today. Here's a couple reasons why I like Meta PCs. First and foremost, it's veteran ownership. Meta PCs is a veteran-owned business. One of Meta's owners has served both in Afghanistan and Iraq and received a Purple Heart for his service. Meta also employs military veterans in Meta's Operations Center and also provides systems to veterans going back to school to help them re-enter the workforce all across the United States. They offer financing. It has 100% US-based sales and support. And when you receive your PC, it's ready to go right out of the box. You don't have to get complicated and set things up. You just plug it all in and you're ready to rock. And on top of that, Meta PCs is offering you, my viewer, a huge discount when you use the link in the description or you use promo code TheQuartering. If you use my code at checkout, not only do you save money, but you support my content and a company that will not bow to cancel culture. So maybe you're not ready to pick up a new computer today, but when you are, remember to go to metapcs.com and use promo code TheQuartering to support me and to save money. Now, hey, you don't have to be a gamer to pick up a sweet Meta PCs. It's a Meta PC. It's the computer I use. It's the company I recommend all my friends and family, and you can save some money when you're ready using my promo code. Now, just to give you a quick update or a rehash here. This article from the Post on unheard.com, the online right cancels one of its own. The so-called cancel culture is often conflated with the left, although mass online pile-ons are a moral failing of one worldview exclusively. Oh, as though it was one worldview exclusively. While it may be appealing to blame the phenomenon on the other guys, intersectional feminists and blah, 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 the sad tale of, quote, masculinity influencer Jack Murphy suggests something deeper is at work. Murphy runs an online men-only membership group called the Liminal Order, who is remit in cultivating positive masculinity. He is, or was, until very recently, a prolific Twitter presence and regular guest on Right Wing and Manosphere podcasts. By the way, the Manosphere is full of snakes. I've yet to meet one of them that isn't a complete fraud. Well, there's a few good ones out there, but maybe like 21 Studios, he seems to spend a lot of time kind of outing a lot of these losers. But there's always demand for men to gather and find camaraderie, and I think that's a good thing. But also, when there's a demand for something, there's also a lot of people who will grift it. He incurred the wrath of the online right when he responded crudely and rudely to podcaster Sidney Watson asking him about an article. An article in question was a 2008 piece he wrote on cultivating spicy energy from a surprising source. That source being sending his girlfriend to hook up with other dudes. From the perspective of the manosphere, letting another man be with your girlfriend is a definite no-no and will earn you the ultimate put-down, cuck. Which is to say, cuckold and ultimately unmasculine man, Murphy's defensiveness poured petrol on the flames. Aggrieved fans combed the internet for other historic Murphy content, turning up spicy videos depicting him inserting objects into, himself. The ensuing memes have been brutal. It's difficult to see how Murphy can persist as a beacon of masculinity among the online right, a group for whom being these things are the most potent symbols of emasculation possible. This, then, is a vintage instance of a cancellation or breach of in-group moral codes outside the left. Now, I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and I'll continue to say it. If he had not lied, he probably would have saved... I mean, this guy, if every one of his members were a paying member, he was making somewhere between $70,000 and $80,000 a month. A month. A monthly paying subscriber. My guess is it was probably closer to 400 or 500 paying subscribers, but that's still $40K a month. If he had came out and owned it right away, he probably could have kept half of the people that left. He didn't do that. He lied. He flagged down videos. He flagged my Twitter account. He flagged anybody who was pointing it out. Content, by the way, that was publicly available on the internet, even though he seems to think that because you stream something on the internet, that someone else releasing it or covering it is I guess, lawsuit worthy. I suppose after he talked to a lawyer, he figured out pretty quick that when you stream something to the internet and other people post it to the internet, that's not against the law. So the downward spiral began, and he even became a meme inside a video game called the Cuckold Simulator. You got to meet him, and the game itself is pretty hilarious. Some find it pretty offensive, but I don't care. It's not one of those games that's meant to receive all the awards. I think they recently added Will Smith to the game too. But now he's back in a brand new interview. And by the way, don't blame Benjamin Boyce. Actually, I'm going to subscribe to him. Benjamin just gave him a voice. He interviewed him, about the whole situation. And Benjamin was provided vital information to me during the Evergreen College phenomenon. And I don't think, that Ben is, necessarily trying to, simp for him, okay? Let's take a look at some of the comments already before we look at just a teaser video. I hope you plan to watch this and give us a breakdown. Not sure if I can stomach watching this grifter whine for 2 hours. Yes, I will. I will endure it for you and give you a breakdown Saturday. Waiting for your video on this. Okay. Jack did teach me one thing. Never stress about being out in public and and not having a place to relieve myself. Just make sure you bring your wife along. And Matt from Tinder. Oh yeah, he enjoyed doing that to his wife too. You see the man who ended his livelihood with the word heartfelt. There's no recovering from that. This clip sure hints as he's learned nothing from his experiences. Credit to Benjamin, because you got me interested in an interview about a guy I couldn't care less about. There's Brittany in the replies here. We're so back, hetero flexi bros. Nick is going to have another field day with this. Unbreaded. I don't know what that means. I know it's a meme among Nick viewers, I think. I can't imagine it's an endearing term, given how I see it used. Jack still pretends to be the victim, and the amount of sheer garbage he's pulled, and he thinks he's the victim. Yeah, that's what the hilarious part of this is, okay? In just the teaser video, okay? Benjamin frames, you know, essentially, and again, shout out to Ben. I don't think that he's trying to cover for him. So I know people really hate Jack, and if you want to dunk on him in the comics, I can't stop you, but like, don't mass dislike the guy. So, because he's going to give us so much gold, all right? In just the tiny trailer, Jack is exclusively playing the victim.
Shook the world, everybody picks it apart, and then everyone back you in the corner. You don't have to answer any of these questions. It's just that
people were calling him a glowy and the stuff. Yeah,
you attracted so much attention in such a phenomenal short amount of time that I don't know how one deals with that, and then how one kind of figures out the rubble, reconstructs it, and then moves on from them.
I did know in the back of my mind, you know, it was always kind of lingering. Like, okay, there's a bomb here, perhaps.
Really? Then why didn't you delete the videos in the first place? I don't think he knew. I don't think he was ashamed of them. I think he liked that they were out there, and I think he wishes they still were. That's just my opinion.
And it happened. You know, I turned the internet off December 29th and didn't turn it back on again, basically, until February.
Okay. That's a lie. Because all of December, you were deleting tweets and you were following and unfollowing people. Now, I can't go back on the daily breakdowns anymore, but I can look at it this way. We can look at what you did in January, a month that you supposedly weren't online. You deleted 155 tweets. Well, you certainly were online, weren't you? February, you made 100. Oh, you said you were back in February. Okay, so I'll give you that. You deleted 155 tweets in January. You were deleting tweets in the end of in December. We know this for a fact. We also see that you were removing likes. These are tweets that you were liking. You moved 1,200 of in January. We can also look monthly gain following. These are people that he was following or unfollowing. We can see that in January you were busy unfollowing people. And then back in February you followed him. You never logged off, dude. You never logged off. So the very first thing you say out of your mouth is a lie, another lie.
And people tell me I was like top 10 trending Twitter in the
No, he wasn't.
United States, maybe even worldwide.
It feels like he likes that, though, doesn't it? Feels like that's something he would enjoy.
It went so big and so bad that every single family member got doxxed. All of my kids got doxxed. We've got...
I don't know about that. Again, he's never really stopped being a left-wing SJW. First of all, okay, everybody gets doxxed, all right? You know, my information's out there too. Everyone's information's out there. I mean, this is like a manipulative tactic, right? Like, oh, my kids got doxxed. Dude, first of all, you're a public figure. People know. What you know, like, and anyway, and then prediction, he'll talk about threats and this kind of stuff. And there's, you know, yeah.
We have open police investigations to the death threats, you know, just torrents.
By the way, if you got those, I think you should have them investigated. Okay. I agree. And those aren't okay.
And torrents of abuse and hate, pictures of my house and address and details of all my immediate family members' lives, picked through it and poured over and posted to the internet and totally disclosed in docs. And
is he going to cry? Are you going to cry?
Question that I ask myself is why? Like, why did people care?
Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Flexi bro? Are you kidding? Why did people care? Because you're a grifter, man. You were a regular guest on one of the biggest live streams in the center or right ever. You're on Tim Pool's channel every single week. You were making $50,000 to $100,000 a month, charging people on how to be a man and take accountability, and you took none of it. You've got to be kidding me. This interview is going to be an absolute gold mine, and I hope you enjoy it with me. If you do, make sure you click that red subscribe button down below. We'll have a full breakdown a little bit later today. This video goes live in maybe an hour or two, but I've got some appointments I've got to get to, so it's going to be great.